The Lucent Brood made their big debut back in Witch Queen, fending off guardians in the throne world while Savathûn would conduct her master plan, use power of the witness to funnel the traveler here into the throne world. After her death though, her ghost would escape and continue to command the light-infused hive for many months to come. Today we are going to discuss what they've been up to, as new info has emerged and a plan for them to collect the dark relics of Nezarec. Let's first begin by briefing all of us again on the Lucent Hive and what they're all about. A big enemy we want to sort of pinpoint here is Immaru, Savathûn's ghost, and this would all begin with reviving her back near the last city. So we'll get to that in a moment, but in Immaru's early days when he was just a normal ghost, he was actually a bully. He didn't like humans, he messed with the other ghosts, even our own companion, and often said awful things to them like we hear in Throne World Patrol dialogue.
I know that voice. He wasn't going by Immaru back when he was tormenting young ghosts. Let's ruin his day.
When we get our first look at Immaru in the revival cutscene near the last city, Savathûn stumbles after breaking out of the crystal. A ghost approaches and decides to bring her back.
Begins to fade.
After the resurrection, Immaru would serve as the commander over these Lucent Hive. While Savathûn did her thing, Immaru would command groups against Guardian forces through patrols and also against those Scorn invaders near the pyramid. During Witch Queen, with the season that released alongside of its season of Risen, the Lucent Brood story would continue even further. First, stealing the light from Guardians in the Cosmodrome. Second, trying to refine and store that light. And then the final step, use the light and power to take over the Scarlet Keep on the moon. The importance of this was actually pretty scary. If they succeeded, the next move was to build an army here and then invade Earth. You could be like, the Hive were doing this for so long, even since Crota roamed these halls. Yes, that's true, but it's also a little more freaky when light bearers come into the picture. In the Immaru entry card from the book Lucent Tales, we see how fierce this Hive ghost is. The Hive don't really use weapons of sorrow anymore or stray against it, like Savathûn says they found them distasteful, but Immaru's like, I don't care, if it stops Guardians, I'm all for it. Here's that card. The light of the wellspring spilled out below them. From the palace tower, Immaru watched the churn where it met the darkness, new waves eroding an ancient shore. The flash of muzzle fire was visible from this perch, even if the combatants weren't. He huffed and shuddered, trying to remember how to speak as he watched the Guardians' unprovoked assault into their ascendant plane. No better than Scorn, he growled. Savathûn turned from the honey-sweet music only she could hear and stroked her ghost. Ah, child, loyal as you are, you still only see their actions, not the chains that drag them to inevitability. Just as Hive must test, humans must control, and failing that, attack. You must not take it personally, attacking the unknown is their nature. We ghosts ain't unknown, Immaru pulled free of her affections. We lived with them, saved them, now they're ripping through us. Damn ungrateful if you ask me. Surely you don't believe they're punishing you for disobedience? Aren't they? His voice was dark and hard, and he paused to recenter. Everyone, Fallen, Vex, even Hive, every last one of them knows you don't shoot the medic, but nobody told these jokers apparently. Your anger is understandable. The Witch Queen pulled Immaru to her embrace once more, and slowly his shivers of rage calmed. Humans fear death, and you were suckled on their teat. But the Hive know death as the unseen sister. It is she who welcomes you home to rest, and who allows you egress when you prove able to take it. Immaru stared out in silence at the distant flashes of battle. Sister or not, it's time we push back. We got anything like they got? A ghost killer? The Hive uncovered such weapons long ago, but may have found them distasteful. I suppose we could recover the magics, but surely you and your fellows would see such tactics as an abomination. Immaru turned back to face the flashes of rifle fire on the distant shore. Not anymore. So this was when Savathûn was still alive. We can see Immaru is fed up with the Guardian. He was a ghost, he's seen other ghosts help Guardians, and now they're just willingly crushing them and destroying the medic, as he calls them. Because of this, Immaru prompts several plans. One of them can be seen in the exotic quest found at the evidence board, where this Hive ghost was trying to arm the Lucent Brood with glaives of their own.
Savathûn stole the idea of the glaive from the witness's disciple in order to lure us into unlocking her memories. But beyond that, she had no plans for upgrading the Hive's weaponry. Immaru, however, aims to impress. He's been on the hunt for the remaining fragments, so he can arm the Lucent Brood with enhanced glaives. So, I propose a gamble. Our intel places Immaru in a dark area of the throne world. Take the fragment there as a lure.
In the end, we stopped that, but that wasn't the only plan. As you saw in this card, he wants to collect dark magics and wield weapons like the weapons of sorrow, thorn, and so on. After Savathûn's death, Immaru is spared by the Traveler as it disappears from the throne world, and from there he would continue to command the Lucent forces.
No. Where did her ghost go?
Guardian, I just got the message. The Traveler is back in the last city. Is it done? Is Savathûn?
She's dead, but her ghost got away.
Ever since her death, it seems Immaru has went forward with this plan of using these magics, as Savathûn called it, to build either ghost-killing weaponry, or something that would be able to take down Guardians for good. Now, what could help do that? What about the dark relics like the ones we've been collecting this season, which fully explains why the Lucent Hive now are at our doorstep once more.
So, our enemy finally steps into the light, so to speak. The Lucent Hive is searching for the relics, and Aramis's crews are overwhelmed. How interesting. These relics just became more valuable. Demand, it seems, is very high.
Do not open the relic under any circumstance. I don't care if the whole Lucent Brood is outside. The darkness inside would dissolve you before you could ever wield it against the Hive. Only beings of extraordinary fortitude can withstand its energies.
To add on to this even more, we know Savathûn was around during the collapse, and most likely Nezarec. Maybe Savathûn stopped Nezarec and knew where he was, and Immaru somehow retained this information about the relics. But either way, we have these Lucent Hive that use the light now wanting to collect these dark relic magics to take down the Guardians for good, and it seems to be at the hands of the commander, Immaru.
Oh, the Guardians are on our channel, huh? Well, don't be afraid to show yourself. My Hive are even carrying presents for you. Human transport downed in your sector. Those fluorescent flea bags will be on the hunt for their supplies. Having fun messing with my comms, glitter bombs? Let's see how much fun you have when my Hive peel you. Let's dance.
Anyway, Guardians, that's all we got for today's video. An update on the Lucent Hive and what's going on with the dark relics. It's cool to see these stories evolve. We haven't heard much of Immaru and the Lucent Hive since Witch Queen, But those seeds were sort of planted like in that lore card there, and they seem to be sprouting at this moment. If you'd like to see some other Destiny lore and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.